Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back, or welcome if you are new. I hope you're having a fantastic day. In today's video, we're going to be discussing Halloween. Specifically, we are going to be talking about the Kringle 2025 Halloween collection, part 1. We're going to see multiple releases this year for Halloween for Kringle Candle again. I do not have any information on the subsequent launches. In today's videos, we are going to be discussing the Kringle classic black jars that are going to be launching first. Those are actually launching on August 1st, so right around the corner. I know that it seems really early to start discussing Halloween, but in the retail world, Halloween usually launches pretty early. And while I don't want to create any FOMO, if you are newer to Kringle Candle, I do just kind of want to prepare you for the process in terms of how these launches tend to go with Kringle Candle, so that you are not, kind of out of the loop here. Listen, Kringle is really, really popular for their different Halloween collections. And I think the Kringle classic black jars, which we're going to be sniffing through today, I think this is probably the most anticipated collection from Kringle. They're really well known for specifically this collection. They come up with incredibly creative, unique, interesting, sometimes really out of the box, not only fragrances, but also labels that some of them are really creepy, some of them are really scary, some of them can be a little weird sometimes, but they are all, like I said, incredibly unique and interesting. And there are people who will literally only shop with Kringle when the Halloween is released, because that is their favorite thing from Kringle. And so it brings a lot of people out of the woodwork who maybe aren't normally, like regular Kringle purchasers when it comes to home fragrance. So this is something that is a really big deal for Kringle every single year. And what that means is there tend to be a lot of sellouts, especially for a lot of the popular fragrances. So this go around, per usual, we have some returning favorites. I'll let you know what those are. And then we have a bunch of new fragrances that are coming out this year. Kringle was kind enough to send me the new fragrances so that I could go through and give you guys not only some first sniff impressions, which is what we're doing in this video, but I will also be doing post-burn reviews. Now, my initial post-burn reviews, which will go up before the actual launch, I'll just do some kind of mini reviews. Those will not be burned to the halfway point. So they're not going to be like my usual in-depth reviews. I will still be doing those later on down the line, but because there are so many sellouts so quickly, I do want to give you guys just some at least initial information, but just timing wise in terms of when these arrived and when they're launching, I'm not going to be able to burn all of them halfway. So in today's video, I'm going to share my first sniff impressions. I'm going to divide this into 2 separate videos because there's a lot of new candles, and this video is going to be an hour, potentially even a little bit longer, just because I talk too much. It's my thing, sorry, but I'm going to divide the video into 2 parts. Hopefully each video is no longer than a half hour. And that way, if there maybe are some fragrances in the second part of the video that you're not interested, you can just skip that one altogether. So part 1 is going live right now. Part 2 will go live in a couple of hours. We'll do the post-burn initial reviews prior to the launch. And then once we get a little bit closer to Halloween and I really start burning these on a much more regular basis, I will also provide some more in-depth reviews. But I will say by that point, I think a lot of Halloween is probably going to be gone, to be perfectly honest. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. So in this first video here, let me give you some information about the launch, and then we're gonna open this box and we're gonna start smelling these candles. The box is not open. Let me just show you guys. You can see it there, still sealed here. So what I'm gonna do is just open this on camera with you, and we're gonna get some true first sniff impressions. These first sniff impressions are really helpful for me, honestly, to look back on, so that I kind of know what my opinion was and whether that changes or not once I actually, you know, light the candle. Sometimes it's a little easier for me to recall by looking back on these videos versus trying to like think about what I thought about something, you know, several weeks ago. So anyway, let me give you guys some initial information here, and then we're gonna dig into the actual candles. Before we actually get into the first 6 candles here, let me just say a very quick thank you to the Kringle candle team for sending these new Halloween scents out so that I could share my thoughts with you. I really appreciate them doing that, and I genuinely hope that this video and these subsequent post-burn reviews, that these videos help you in making the most informed decision about what you actually want to spend your money on this year when it comes to Halloween candles. There is a lot of stuff that is going to be coming down the pipeline here over the next few months as we dig into fall and into Halloween, and then obviously the holidays after that. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline, and we all have to make sure that we are making smart, informed decisions about, you know, these fun, frivolous things that we are purchasing. I love my home fragrance hobby, but I mean, I definitely have to be mindful about how much money I spend, and also, you know, just how much I bring into the house so that I don't get into a situation of, you know, having candles around every corner again. So I hope that I don't create any FOMO with this video. That is not my intention. It is just to help you make a decision whether, you know, you're interested in any of this stuff or not. And I really appreciate Kringle trusting me in terms of sharing this initial information. So thank you, Kringle. And without further ado, we're gonna dig in. I actually don't know what I'm gonna be grabbing first, because all of the candles they're kind of covered, as you can see here. But I'm just gonna grab one from one of the corners, and basically we're just gonna start sniffing. So let's grab this first one here. Oh, goody. It's Exorcism. Fun fact, I can't watch horror movies, and the Exorcist movies freaked me out the most. I don't know what it was about this particular movie, but oh my gosh, it freaked me out. I couldn't watch the whole thing, and ever since I was little, I've just really struggled with nightmares after scary movies. So while I know a lot about these scary movies, I haven't actually watched any of them through because I don't know, I can't deal with the nightmares. All right, let's discuss Exorcism. First of all, let's have a look at the label. We obviously have we have a scene from the Exorcism. We've got the priest, and we have a very, very possessed little lady here on the bed. So I don't know what to expect from this. Let's read through the notes. All right, so we have bergamot, eerie lemon, eucalyptus, black tea, cucumber, haunted rose, cursed cedarwood, beeswax, amber, and earthy musk. I don't know what to expect. I'm guessing there's gonna be a strong tea note. I'm guessing the rose might be kind of strong. And I'm guessing the bergamot is gonna come in hot. So let's see. Ooh, this is a great scent. This is not creepy or scary. This is just a great fragrance. Ooh, okay, yeah, that bergamot is coming in hot, but it's not overwhelming. I smell that black tea. This is really nice. Do I smell the eucalyptus? We all know how I feel about eucalyptus. A little bit, it's there, but it's not super potent. The musk, I like that earthy musk. It's a different kind of musk than what I'm used to from Kringle. I like the amber a lot. I can't compare this to anything. I've never smelled anything quite like this. The cucumber, it's not an outright cucumber, but it's almost like, and this is probably going to be the dumbest thing that I've ever, like an implied cucumber, which doesn't sound like a thing, but somehow, like, maybe it's because I read cucumber, but I feel like there's like an essence of cucumber in here somewhere. Because I like the beeswax. The beeswax is coming through as well. This is just a really great fragrance. Like, if it didn't have this label, I would want this. And I mean, listen, the label, it's great for Halloween, but this fragrance here, I bet a lot of you guys are gonna like this. It's not necessarily fresh. It's not necessarily like woody. I think it makes a nice fall type fragrance. Maybe it is a tiny bit perfumey, but not outright. But it's not gourmand either. It's just really interesting. This is fascinating. But I think a lot of you guys are really gonna like this one. I think this is worth putting on the list, especially if you are a fan of the Exorcist movies. I think you're probably gonna wanna put this down as a potential, because that is quite good. All right, I'm gonna grab the one that was right next to it, and I'm very curious to see what this one is now. Oh, Killer Clown. Oh, goody. Man, this, you guys, this label. I'm not normally anti-clown, but when clowns look like this, I gotta admit, like, this is the type of clown that I don't want to run into ever, anywhere, especially in a dark alley. He is truly creepy. Ooh. Why does he have to have those teeth? All right, what are we getting here? Wow, there's a lot of notes here, so let's dig in. We have ginger bats. Tasty. Apple, fanged fig, purplish plum, anise, milky skin, whole, peach, warm honey, tonka bean, and dark vanilla. I think this might be a really great gourmand. Of course it would be, with the scariest ass label. Ooh, no, this is not what I was expecting. Okay, what's throwing me off here? Something smells earthy. Is it the tonka? I think it's the tonka. I think the tonka's throwing me off here. But I smell that peach. I smell the fig. Those are two very distinct notes that definitely hit me right away. But then, like, it went right into that tonka bean, and this is a very earthy tonka. I smell that ginger. The ginger is definitely present. There is definitely an apple note, but it's not the star of the show. I actually smell more of the peach and the fig. Do I get plum? I don't get plum. Not right now. Do I get anise? No. And that's usually quite a strong spice note. I don't smell that right now. Something here is coming across as a little powdery, and I actually wonder if it's the a combination of the milky skin. Why do you have to call it that? I think it's that milky skin and warm honey combination. It kind of smells a little powdery. I don't know why. This is very complex. This is a very complex, interesting, unique fragrance. Once again, I have never smelled anything like this. I have nothing to compare this to. And holy crap, the people at Kringle, I hope that they give out like monthly employee creativity awards, because whoever is coming up with the Halloween lineup, they deserve Creative Employee of the Month, because this is, it's fascinating. I really think they should never use the term milky skin again though. I don't know, that just makes me think of, I don't know, Jeffrey Dahmer or something. Ooh, I have a feeling that I'm gonna like Mummy Marshmallow. So this is Mummy Marshmallow, and we have a mummy in a cemetery, which is kind of funny because we don't mummify people anymore. We've got a beautiful moon in the background. I kind of like this label. It is kind of a fun label with that moon in the background. Not overly scary, but definitely Halloween inspired here. And the notes for Mummy Marshmallow are marshmallow, starting off strong, cinnamon, clove bud, birch, you're kind of losing me here, earthy mosses, cedarwood, musk, oak, patchouli, and vanilla bean. Okay, we start with some delicious gourmand, and then we went into like outdoor earthiness, and then we went back to the vanilla bean. So I tell you what, I don't know. What are we gonna get? Let's see. Ooh, okay, all right. It's like, there's a lot of like that, like those, like an ember type note, like a smoldering woods. Kind of. It's kind of along the lines of Warm and Toasty. So Warm and Toasty, I think, came out last fall. I ended up buying that in a 4-wick. Actually, I love Warm and Toasty, so I really like this. If you liked Warm and Toasty, I think you're gonna like this, is the moral of the story here. But there's a really nice kind of smoky ember note, but there's definite marshmallow here, and it's a very distinct sweet marshmallow note. The cinnamon, it is a little spicy, but it's not overly spicy. Oh man, that patchouli. The patchouli is really good in here. If patchouli normally scares you off, this is not an overly earthy patchouli. It's kind of more of the slightly perfumey patchouli, but really like it in here. I think it makes sense in this fragrance, so I would say give it a chance, even if you're normally like absolutely not. I think it's worth giving it a chance in this one. The mosses, I don't really get much in the way of mosses, but the cedarwood and the oak reference, yeah, absolutely. But they do smell like a more charred cedarwood and like a more charred oak. I love this. This is a winner, and if you like gourmands that aren't super gourmandy, this one might be up your alley. Basically, if you liked Warm and Toasty, you're gonna like this. If you didn't like Warm and Toasty, I don't know that you're gonna like this one. That's my warning, fair warning. All right, let's keep going. Ooh, Abduction. Okay, I do love me a good like alien abduction story, so I like the label on this one. Raise your hand if you believe in extraterrestrial life. I don't know. The universe is a big place, and my brain really struggles with the idea of like there not being other life forms out there. I don't know. How do you feel about it? Let me know. Anyway, we have a classic beam me up Scotty picture here. So maybe this is Travis Walton going on his little adventure. Gosh, that poor guy. Okay. Did you know this story, right? Like everybody knows this story. Anyway, all right, citrus, greens, herbal, wood, moss, and spiced amber. I'm gonna go with this is a citrus herbal with spiced amber, Gosh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna go with mostly citrus. I think this is gonna be mostly like an interesting play on citrus here. Ooh, something's funky. It is citrus. Something smells oddly acidic. Like it's like a vomity kind of acidic. It's a weird way to try to explain that. I'm trying to figure out where that is coming from because I don't think it's the greens. I smell some greens. Something smells soury, acidic, like kind of like stomach bile. God, I hope aliens don't smell like this. They smell terrible. Is it the spiced amber? I don't know, man. I think it might be the combination of the herbal with the moss and then maybe the spiced amber. But it's a creepy fragrance. It's creepy. And if you like things that are interesting and different, if you are having a Halloween party, you need these candles at your house for your Halloween party. First of all, for, you know, the aesthetic aspect, but like if you want your house to actually smell like some kind of haunted situation, this is gonna give it to you. Something about this is really oddly funky. I'm hoping that like sour acidic type of effect goes away when I light this, but I have a feeling it's only gonna intensify. I can't say that I would wholeheartedly be like, yes, go out and get this necessarily. But maybe my nose is also reading it wrong. I am going to be watching other people's reviews on this one like crazy because I want to know what other people smell in this. In fact, I think I need to like text a couple of the other ambassadors and be like, hey, what do you smell in this one? Because we only have 2 more to go for part 1, so let's grab the second to the last one here. And it looks like we have Chest of Chaos. So story of my life, just kidding. Looks to be Pandora's box here on the label with some probably evil spirits escaping. So here is a look at that label. Looking spooky. And the notes on the bottom read warm spice, amber, peach, vanilla, tonka bean, and amber. Ooh, I like this. I also smell patchouli in here, which I think there might be patchouli in. Hold on. Yes, it is. Okay, it's not listed on the bottom, but there is patchouli in here. Also cypress. And yes, I am smelling that. This is an interesting mix of a gourmand with some perfumey woody notes. There's an interesting almost freshness to this one. This is a fascinating fragrance. I like the spice element here. It's another just really interesting like combination of different things that just really work well together. I like this one. Yeah, that vanilla is there. So is that tonka. The tonka it adds a nice almost kind of earthy element to this one. That again, I think just makes it really unique and interesting. This is another one of those fragrances, you guys, that I can't compare. I can't compare any of these fragrances so far to anything else that I've really smelled in the past. Like nothing smells familiar to this. But I do like this one. This is a good one. Chest of Chaos. If you need some chaos in your life, this might be the way to get it. And the last one for part 1 is going to be Pumpkinhead. Okay, very, very curious about this one because this, I think, is just a very classic typical fall fragrance. And honestly, this I think is what was missing from the fall lineup. The Kringle Classic Jar fall lineup for fall 2025. We needed a fragrance like this in that lineup. So I'm so curious to see what this smells like, but the notes are, prepare yourself, pumpkin, spice, orange, cinnamon, clove, and vanilla. I am expecting amazing things from this one, so let's see what we're gonna get. Oh, yeah, no, I love it. You should get this. Oh, okay. That's really good. You know what it smells like? It smells like they took a classic fall creamy spicy pumpkin and mixed it with an orange pomander. And I am a self-proclaimed orange pomander expert. Yeah, that's what they did. And that was a really good idea because this is delightful. Oh my gosh, you guys. You smell the pumpkin, you smell the orange, you smell the clove, you smell the creamy vanilla. It's a perfect amount of spice. It's not overwhelming. It's not overdone. It honestly just smells so edible. This smells so edible. This is gonna be a winner for a lot of people. I'm gonna say that this one is gonna be one of the first to sell out. If you are at all interested in this one, I think you're gonna have to get it from the launch because I don't think this one's gonna last. So anyway, this is part 1. We are gonna get into part 2 here, like I said, in a couple of hours. So I'm gonna go downstairs, get this video ready to go, get it uploaded, head back up here, film part 2. And as you guys are watching part 1, I will be filming part 2. So yeah, this, I think you should definitely try this. That's really good. So, anyway, let me know from part 1 which of these fragrances you are most excited about. Like I said, stay tuned for part 2. If you're not subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Give this video a big fat thumbs up if you found it helpful, and I will see you guys for part 2 here in just a couple of hours. So see you in the next one. Toodaloo.